What's my theme music? Let's get to the facts and let's talk the streets. I'm living fucking reckless shit, being in my bag, bitch. I'm doing real time.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What the fuck is you talking
Who
about?
the hell is Kiana, Tommy?
Kiana who?
Oh, you dumb now? You know who I'm talking about.
I don't know no fucking Kiana, man.
Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Talk is Cheap with Kiana J. I am your host, Kiana J. I was scamming that glass. Man, I forgot to put my... Y'all hear me? Melanie, can you? Melanie.
I can hear you.
Ah!
You can't hear me?
I called you like 3 times.
Oh no, I was hearing you.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me get my stuff together here. Baby, I
I gotta get
Okay.
used to this old camera way.
All right, you usually sit here next to me. So thank y'all for tuning in again for another episode of Talk Shit with Kiana J. I am your host, Kiana J. I have my best friend, my guest, one of my best friends, my guest, Melanie Woodall. Say hey, girl.
Oh, you that name is dropped. Okay.
It's not dropped yet. It is not dropped
I never
yet.
had it to be technical. To be technical, I never had it, but hey y'all, I'm really happy to be here and talking about this good old conversation.
So let's talk about last night first, okay?
Oh,
I sent you a video too. Did you look at it?
yeah, I'm just so not feeling it. Like I'm really feeling down about last night, but
Why? I sent the video to make you feel better.
it didn't make me feel better.
But did you see?
Yeah, I seen it, but it didn't make me feel better. It just made me feel like, I could have did something better.
No, it wasn't you.
But
It
we
was
had
him.
fun. That to me, that
We
was the
had
most
a blast. I had the
was the
best
most
time
important part.
since I've been here in Memphis. That was the best time I had since I've been.
Yeah,
I like
it
events
was. It
like
was a
that.
really nice crowd, a lot of black, beautiful people. It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. The only thing that I will change about that is the parking situation and stuff like that. But
You
we
said
got.
you gonna go again. I'm not going again.
I'm gonna go again
Not in that
if
location. That
if I'm
location
in
was
town. Because next summer I'm not planning on being here, honey. I don't.
yeah, I won't be going to that. Not if it's on that island no more.
Yeah, I
No,
gotta figure
I'm
out
not gonna
like
come.
parking. I'll probably have me my own little chauffeur to pick me up or something. Maybe if
Yeah.
I have a man next year, he can pick me up at the gate.
Don't say maybe. Say your man gonna show for you. You gotta claim it. Claim it. If I have a rich billionaire husband, it's gonna be on the cracket.
Okay, girls. So we here. Okay, so you're one of my married friends. So we're here to talk about the downfalls of marriage. What led you to the state that you're in now? Um, I have a lot of married friends, and some of them be like, "Oh, we have our issues, but we stayed and we worked them out, and and this and that, and the marriage is, what I'm saying, is good." And some people like, "Oh, it's just people marrying for the wrong reasons. That's why they don't stay together." And it's some that like people just married to placeholders. They not married to the people they want to be married to in real life. It's just somebody that's convenient, and things of that nature. So let's start off with how many years have you been married?
It'll. Ooh, let me see. I think it just made 4. Together 6, married 4. April 13th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, in the 4 years of marriage, y'all are separated now. How did you get to
Why
that
are
point?
we?
Uh, How did you
Um.
get that point in only 4 years of marriage?
Let's start here. And a
Okay.
lot of people don't understand the difference between compatibility and suitability. When you
Mm,
meet somebody, you say, "Oh my God, we're so compatible. You know, we like this and we like this and we do this the same." But that's just superficial. Like that's
mm,
the top of it. You know, that's what gets you out of the honeymoon stage. But
mm,
when suitability is totally different. This person might suit me for where I am now. I might suit that person for where they are now. But a lot of people don't think about 6 months down the road after marriage, a year,
mm.
2 years, because everybody changes. So I think what happened? Oh, sorry. I think that we didn't look at that part to start there. We were compatible, but we weren't suitable for each other. First off, we grew up in totally two different parts of the world. You know, he's southern, I'm northern. That was
Mhm.
the hiccup started. I couldn't understand his lingo and he couldn't understand mine. So that created, something that took us out of that suitable realm. And then he grew up with parents who did not say, "I love you, let's talk about it." How do you feel today? They weren't a family that communicated. They weren't
Mhm.
a family that expressed their feelings. I was. I grew up with a lot of sisters, a lot of siblings. I grew up with two dads, a mom. Like we all was the type of family that we all talked about it. If some was a problem going on, we was able to talk about it. We came to the table, good, bad, ugly. Even if it ended with blows, we talked about it.
Mhm.
So I think that's what messed us up in the beginning. We thought about or looked at the stuff that we could connect with right there. But when we got to the hard stuff, he didn't know how to communicate and I did. So I was forcing him to talk when that's not his means of communication. So I just think when if you're not suitable for somebody, it stirs up a lot of shit that you just can't get through. And I think that was our downfall. We grew up differently. We had different language barriers, different means of communication. And still to this day, that's how I get to my separation. Like I was forcing him to communicate, forcing him to come to the table and be like, let's talk about it. Let's come up with a solution together. And all he could hear was what he didn't do wrong. So I couldn't take it no more. So I was just like, he not gonna change. I'm not gonna change if he not gonna change. We kept going in this revolving circle of arguments over the same shit. So it just if
Do you do you think
it say it again.
do you think about trying to make it work, like fight for it, like try to be like, okay, this is my husband. This is the person I chose to marry. This is the person I chose to spend the rest of my life with. Do you think you put in enough fight to try to
I think I
stay?
did.
Uh-huh.
I think I did. I think because we had the problem so early on, I jumped into counsel mode. I jumped into my career. Like I started off with trying to counsel him myself. I started off with being compassionate and being baby fied. Oh, talking to him like that. Then I went into prayer. Then I paid for counseling twice out of my own pocket. Um, I begged him. I pleaded him like this is something. The things that we were not connecting with was things that could be fixed. And after so long, you get to the point where you get tired of fighting by yourself. You know, he said to me one time, he said, "You broke this marriage."
He wait.
Last time I checked, we both signed on the dotted line.
Wait, he said you blamed it all on you.
It's all my fault. And that's the thing. If a person can't acknowledge and take accountability for half of it, they ain't gonna change. So with that mindset, he never even took to notice that, okay, something I am doing is not working. So I try everything, begging, crying, pleading, counseling. Let's talk to the pastor. Let's talk to old people. Hell, I didn't even say let's have an open marriage. Like, I've tried so much stuff to the point where I was miserable. I was having heart palpitations, anxiety, stress, not eating, gaining weight, losing weight. I done went through every facet of bull crap there could be.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't take it no more. Silence, then it got silent. Go ahead.
Did you think? Did you see any of the red flags before you got into the marriage?
Yes, I did. And I got to blame that on myself. I seen the red flags probably within like the first 6 or 7 weeks of us dating. Like, he was real cool. He came off with the love bombing, you know, gave me diamonds, money, this, that. I love you. I can't live without you. Please don't leave me. And what I learned now is when people start off like heavy hitting, oh, I love you, and giving you everything you want to try to keep you, it's going to crash as fast as it starts. Because as a woman, you think like, okay, I've been on my own for this long. I've always done stuff for myself. And you finally get this guy that comes rushing in like, you know, Prince Charming. You like, ooh, you know, you kind of get starstruck. So you miss the signs. But looking back, yeah, I've seen the signs, because when we had our first arguments, he was be this, be that, you're a whore, you know, stuff like that. People think that just because Charlie looked sweet and he quiet, that he not. But he got this whole other side to him because he don't know how to communicate. He was used to arguing and fighting and all the stuff. And then me, I can't just put it all on him. With that, you know me, Kiana.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't finna argue with you. I'm ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? So man, it crashed as fast as it started because of our communication styles and our different upbringing. Like, and then being, a lot of people don't talk about being damaged.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he come from a life and a lot of pain, and a lot of, his mom did, his daddy did, and you know, everybody in his family was supposed to come in and show him how to love, is gone. And then I'm damaged because I got father abandonment issues. So we were bumping heads because of our background. They all lead back to background. If y'all don't have no suitability and y'all didn't come up semi in the same kind of way, it's gonna be hard. I ain't gonna say it can't happen, but it's gonna be hard. Like,
with the red flags in the beginning, what pushed you to say, yes, I will marry you? Like, what pushed you to make you think that them red flags would just change and disappear and go into the marriage?
Every woman say, this is not him. He's gonna change. I can change him. Oh, that potential will get you every motherfucker time. And I'm sure he said the same thing about me, because I'm sure it's some things that he said
he didn't like about you. Right. This
bitch ain't got it all. This bitch ain't got it all.
So we see it in each other as friends, like,
exactly.
But we talk to each other. I be like, bitch, you did too much. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like seeing you like that. You know. But we able to talk about stuff like that. You able to say, no, Key, that ain't, nope, it's not him, it's you. You need to be a little more softer.
Did you just hear what you said? We are able to talk about it. We is not one.
Yeah.
When I talk to him, he be looking just like this. Like, bitch, don't say nothing else. Stop
But
what you
he's so
shenanigans.
good with other people. Me and Charlie can sit and talk for hours. Like we the best of friends. He give me good advice. That man gonna he's gonna make me rich in a couple years.
Guess
I believe
what?
it.
He is
And
not a
he was
bad
talking that
man.
good shit.
He's not a bad man. He's smart. He's loyal. He's kind. He's not selfish. But when it comes to communication and working on problems together and owning and taking accountability, he gets a F like a motherfucker.
And that's what I was gonna go into. Y'all not separating like normal people because of cheating, infidelity,
No,
none of that. You know, he's
it's
a provider.
um, he do
You know
all
what
the
I'm
good
saying?
stuff.
You didn't have to pay bills.
None of that. Like
He
nothing.
took
If
care
I
of
did,
all.
go ahead.
He took care of all that. So y'all not even separating on that, and that shows that's not all you need in a marriage, and that's what people don't understand.
You know, I got aunties and friends who, girl, you better stay. You ain't finna find no man that's gonna pay your bills, and you ain't gonna find no man. But see, here's the thing: when you've been an independent person and you're not money hungry and materialistic, and you really want what they call the fairy tale love, money ain't gonna get it.
Mhm.
You need companionship. You need intimacy. You need a bond. You need sex. You need trust. You need communication. You need the whole. It ain't never gonna be perfect, but the only thing you got is a corporation, because that's basically what it was. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I made the corporation look good and nice, and you kept it running. That wasn't. That's not it.
Mhm.
He said to me, "You know how many women would love to have their bills paid?"
Yes, a lot of them out here that's supposed to be podcast hosts. Yes, they
A
and stuff
lot of
like
them
that. It's a
would.
lot of women that will settle for getting the money and getting their bills paid, but not having the respect, the communication, the love,
Nothing.
the you want to be touched, you want to be held, you want that man to show you that he loves you. You know what I'm saying? But some women would rather take that money over any of that.
And it's not, it is the most saddest, loneliest place to be when you're in what is
A
supposed to
marriage.
be a marriage with happiness and joy and love and romantic moments and just time sitting on the couch cuddling and talking about your day and kissing and hugging when you enter and leave a room. That that's the meat of it. If you ain't got that and you just coming in, hey, how you doing? You play it on the table and you go his way and I go my way, and you creating this space. And that's what was happening. It was this big space filling up the room, and it wasn't no love, wasn't no intimacy, it wasn't none of that. And he thought that that was enough to keep a woman happy. I'm not that woman. I don't need your money. I don't need your house. I can do that for myself. But what I
Mhm.
can't do, I can't fuck myself. I can't hug myself and make me feel nice and good. I can't cuddle with myself. Like it's certain stuff that you need as a woman, and he just didn't get that. He didn't get it.
Do you think it's because he other women didn't make him and he don't know how?
My mother said that. She said, Melanie, he don't know how. And it all goes back to, like I said, to the way you were raised. If you were not used to saying, you know what, I love you, baby. I miss you. I don't know what I would do without you, baby. If you're not used to coming home to a clean house and the exterior is loving and filled with warmth, you don't know how to embrace that. And I think that's where I feel to understand, because I was came up one way and I didn't understand, like, how do you not get this? Like, how do you not
Right,
get that this is what you're supposed to embrace? But if you don't know, then you don't know.
right. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, I love y'all.
Yeah.
Charlie became part of the family was he married you. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he loves me. You know,
Yeah,
that's why
girl.
he don't mind you going nowhere with
Yeah,
me.
because he know you gonna keep my black ass out of trouble.
That's what friends supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I love y'all, but I'm on the outside looking in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And what bothers me is when y'all are that I'm, I don't know. I feel like one of the kids when y'all do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? You know,
Yeah.
why? What are you saying? You
You know,
know,
it's only three men in this world that can give me how you see me. That's my
right.
daddy, my kid's daddy, and my husband. Like, and it's from my childhood. It all come back to my childhood. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Your childhood trauma will
Mhm,
fuck you all the way up in the game.
mhm.
It follows you from childhood to adolescence to preteen to teen to adulthood. And if you don't get it right and you meet the wrong person, it will fuck you in your ass with no grease. Cause you be like, Melanie, I don't like how you get so angry. But
I don't like it. I hate it.
that
I
feeling
can't
of being
stand it.
abandoned takes you back to that same 5, 6 year old little girl. And it's just like, why don't you get it? Why won't you do what I need you to do? And I'm not really shouting at him. I'm shouting at my childhood.
Cause it's crazy. Us being best friends since we was what, 13. So it's just like me never really see I only seen you like that like 2 times, Bill. Like
I hate
even
being
as
like that.
teenagers, like I never really see you in your anger. You know what I'm saying? That's why I liked you because I was the angry one. I
Yeah.
was the fighting one.
I
I
be
was the
stealing
mean
from
one.
you in those moments. I be stealing.
So you was my calm, you was my voice, you was my, no, Key, you can't act like that. You can't be like that. Like, and you be my calm. So when I see you, like, I don't know what to do because it's just like I don't usually see you like that, and it's just like, oh my God, it hurts my heart so bad because I know that feeling, I know the anger, and it hurts. It hurts so bad when you get that mad.
Tell me about it, because I feel like that same little girl begging for my daughter. I mean, for my father to love me, and I married a man exactly like my dad. Like, it's like I'm begging for my father to come in and love me all over again. Like the cycle repeats. You know, there's a saying that you marry a person that resembles your parent. Like women marry men like their fathers, and men marry women like their mothers. I married my daddy because he
And
has
you know
emotionally
what?
abandoned me.
You ain't lying because a lot of my brother girlfriends, both my brothers, both my two, the oldest two brothers, their girlfriends be favoring my mama. Yep, I said it. Dan knew me. Like Jay first girlfriend, who he not his first girlfriend, but the one he was with for like 28 years.
Hmm.
You Nessa,
You
she
know why that is though, because
favored
you
my
fall
mom.
in love with abuse. You fall in love with what you know. I've known to be mentally and emotionally abandoned from my father. So
But
naturally, I'm still trying to find that in men. That's why I'm attracted to emotionally unavailable men.
but with my father, me being the daughter, you know how my daddy had me. I was
Yeah, spoiled
spoiled.
right.
I love him to death. I would want to marry somebody like my father from my perspective
Yeah,
because he was a provider. I didn't need for anything, you know what I'm saying? He made sure I was good, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He loved me. But his wives tell a different story.
But if you look at it, look at Kelvin. You
Mm,
was with him for a very long time, right?
mm.
Can you say to yourself he has similarities of your dad? That the stories that you heard from his wives. Keep it real.
The anger part of it, you know, I don't know, because Kevin was an Aquarius, so he was different. He's more of
Mhm.
a spoiled child, where he's the
Mhm.
only boy, and
Mhm.
everybody catered to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my father really had to work for everything. He's the oldest of all his
See,
siblings.
he had to work for what he had, but if you think about
Yeah,
it, he had a lot of women too. He was
he
spoiled.
did. He did.
He got his way with the women.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if you look at like a lot of people think it's a conscious level. When you
Hmm.
really sit down, iron out everything, and you really get to the bottom, the foundation of it, they're very
Hmm.
much alike. Because your daddy was rotten with the women. He was out here, he was doing this thing. And then
Hmm.
Kelvin was the same way.
Same
He
way.
was spoiled, rotten, and he had his way with in his
Women,
relationship with
because
women.
the women spoiled him and his family, so he was able to get what
That's
he wanted out of
what
the
you grew
women.
up seeing. You
Yeah.
grew up with that kind of love. Okay, my daddy gonna pay and he gonna do this, but he also had his way with women. And
Women.
that's how you learned how to love men. And I just literally, Kiana, I swear to God, I just put this together about 2, 3 years ago. Like,
Hmm.
I married my fucking daddy. Cause my daddy loved he's a good saver, he's a good provider, you
Hmm.
know, and my daddy was the same way. Good saver, good provider. They both kind of stubborn. You can't tell them nothing, but they're both unemotionally available. Like I can call my daddy, and I be like, "Daddy, I love you." Oh, gone with all of that old soft stuff. You know, he didn't. He never vibed with us as girls. And I
Hmm.
married the same man. Like I married my father. I can be like, "Babe, I
Wow.
love you." Oh yeah, you know I love you. Like I need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I need to hear
Right.
it. And I just
Hey, Micah. Yeah, it's crazy to me because it's just like, every woman wants to be married and every woman wants that fairy tale, but everything is not perfect.
yeah.
And I just want to give a glimpse into like what sometimes what don't be perfect. Because I think some people go into marriage just to say, I'm married.
They do. They do.
Did
They
you
do.
feel like you went into that like that, or did you really want to be married to him?
I really wanted to be married, but I also have to be honest with myself. I went into it because I had so many relationships where I felt like I had to be alone.
Hmm.
You know, I had to fend for myself for everything. And like I said in the beginning, I got love bombed. He came in, he was emotionally supportive, he was financially supportive, he was my knight in shining armor in the beginning. And I was just like, I prayed for this. You know, you go, every woman got their checklist. Okay, he's handsome, got a good job, he got his own shit, he ain't got no kids. You know what I'm saying? If I want something, I can get something. You know what I'm saying? The sex
Hmm.
ain't half bad. Like you check off all of these check marks, and he had them. And the other shit that he didn't have, I said, you know what? I'm gonna change that. That's girl, that ain't nothing. But those things were the big things.
Hmm.
The same reasons, the same red flags I seen coming in was the same red flags that got me in my own apartment right now.
And we was talking about this yesterday.
Mhm.
Basically saying that like the red flags you see in the beginning are going to be the flags that break you up.
It is.
So we need
So
to
if you
just
know
stop
that
ignoring
man penis is little in the beginning, it's not gonna get bigger, ladies.
them.
It ain't getting no bigger. If he don't help you pay no bills in the beginning, he is not gonna pay no bills in the end. If he got baby mama drama in the beginning, he's gonna have baby mama drama. That's what's gonna break you up. The same issues
If
that you
he
had
cheating
from
on
the man.
you before you get married, he's gonna cheat on you in your marriage, and that's what's gonna practically break you up. You
So do.
know what I'm saying?
If you meet you know how you go on a date with somebody and you
All in the
get
beginning.
your pen, right? And you
Uh-huh.
notice that one yellow tooth in his motherfucking mouth. that you can't deal with, that same motherfucking yellow tooth gonna be the reason why you break up with his ass. Because you might be sneezing in the motherfucking bitch face with that yellow tooth, and you be like, that motherfucking tooth was the shit that got his ass. It's gonna be it. If you can't tolerate it in the beginning, it's gonna be the shit to break you up in the end. I can bullshit you not.
It's crazy because a lot of older people that's been married for a long time, they say us younger people don't fight. We don't
Yeah.
fight. We don't know what it is to stick it out through better or worse, through sickness and health, through death do us part.
Right.
They say we just give up so easily
Yeah.
because
Different
everything have a
generation,
hard
different time.
right. So they be like everything is it's we just up. We just want things handed to us. It shows that our generation don't fight for nothing.
That's why I'm separated though, Kiana. Like there was
Hmm.
no fight. Okay, like remember when I told you I was like, well, I told him a year before I moved out, and I hate to say this because it's a another way to abuse somebody too. When you're
Hmm.
threatening somebody and you're putting that hurt out on them with a threat, that was damaging, and that
Hmm.
was my fault. I own a lot of shit, but he didn't fight. When I said if I leave this motherfucker, I ain't coming back. I know.
That's all he said was I know.
I know.
Like he didn't care. That made you feel some type of way? Did that make you feel some type of way?
At first, I wanted to stab him. I wanted to cut that motherfucker from ear to ear, long, short, deep, wide, and smooth. Because I kept saying it. Every woman, you want a man to be like, baby, please don't go. And I know
If
that's
they love you, they don't want to keep you. You think, right?
the fucked up thing about it is, Keon, I know he do. But I feel
Yeah.
like he's so fucking stubborn, and he was not raised to communicate and say, that's how I feel, this is what I want. And he's so used to people leaving. And he said it. He was like, everybody else gone. I mean, you leave it, what else? His mama
What's the
did,
difference?
his daddy did, his granny did, his brother did, his grandpa did. Everybody that was in his life that was close to him is dead. So he said to me out his own mouth, he said, if you leave, I'm used to it.
My
There was
God.
no fight in him. You can't fight by yourself. You can't beg, you can't plead, you can't pray, you can't counsel, you can't therapy, you can't do any of that if there's the other partner is not willing.
But I know a lot of men don't want to be alone because they just as much as women jumping into relationship after relationship without even healing from the past one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when they do that, they don't know how to treat women properly. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They don't get the counseling. They don't get what they need. You know what I'm saying? They don't get to learn how to communicate and stuff like that.
Right.
Men are logical thinkers. Women are more emotional. Our feelings,
Right.
we care about feelings. We care about, things in the household that need to be taken care of. We care about certain
Mhm.
men live differently than women. You know what I'm saying? And when people be like, what do you bring to the table? I am very valuable to you. I can make your life a little bit less stressed and more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Where you
This
don't have to.
motherfucker said that to me one time, and I bet you any morning he would never say it again.
He said that to you.
Hell yeah. He said to me,
Do
what
you
the
think he said that to you because he pays the bills? Because that's what
I
I
think
don't want.
so. I think
I don't
so.
want nobody to feel like I'm not worth nothing because they pay the
But
bills.
guess what? He'll never say it again. He has never said it to me after that day.
Hmm.
Because not only did I spray him in the face with some aerosol spray, but after I got done telling him like you were underweight completely, like to the point where if he didn't get no meals, he was gonna die. He was too thin when I met him. I'm so serious. His blood pressure was 300 over 209
Mm.
when I met him. Couldn't see, House was filthy, girl. The lint container was so motherfucking thick in the dryer. It was just flick away from blowing the building up. Like, when I got done telling him, like, you done been through all these women in your life, nobody came in here and nursed your ass back to health. Wasn't nobody pumping your ass with no food. Wasn't nobody making you exercise, get off these pills and prescriptions and shit you was doing, and nobody cared about you. They only came in and took your money. I said, so for you to say that I didn't bring anything to the table and you're still breathing. Even his sister, Kiana, his sister came over for the first time. She hadn't seen her brother in 3 years. Girl, she said the last time she had seen him, she couldn't walk on the floor. It was bullshit everywhere, trash, and he was skinny, couldn't stand up. He was drinking obsessively. When she came in the house, her brother was sitting on the couch in the living room. She walked right past him and was like, "Where's my brother?" I was like, "He's sitting on the couch, girl. There he is." She cried because she said she had never seen her brother look so good. She had never seen him in a clean house with aroma of food coming from the kitchen, curtains and shit on the walls, pictures and stuff. So I was just like, your family don't even recognize you, but I don't bring nothing to the table. You was a dead duck before you met me, motherfucker. And I told that motherfucker, I put my finger on his nose. Don't you ever in your motherfucking life say I don't bring nothing to the table, because you were dead by all the bitches you was with before me. He never said it again though. He'd say anything if that motherfucker called me a bitch, a hoe, a slut, a motherfucking bipolar skank. He'll call me anything, but he won't say that. Won't say that.
And that's me. Like that, I'm the person, you know what I'm saying? I'm so, and you know me, I'm so like independent of, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, a motherfucker come over here and see the way I'm living and be like, that bitch don't need me. You know, type shit.
You gonna find that a lot.
But it's the point of I don't want nobody to make me feel like I'm not worthy because they decided to pay the bills. I can't, because I will hate for that to happen to me because you're better than me, because we broke up. After that, after you said that, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you, bitch.
But see, that's why I say it matters how they was raised, because real men don't believe in that concept at all. They don't believe that women don't want, you cannot have a job. You can have a pot to piss in and women throw it out when they meet you. But if you with a man, a provider, a leader, a place completer, they don't have that concept of women don't bring nothing to the table, because we are women, we repel stuff. If you give us a home, give us a house, we're gonna make it a home. If you give us your sperm, we're gonna make a baby. If you give us steak, we're gonna take it in the kitchen and cook it and make it
a meal instead of
so a real man is never gonna say that. Or I ain't gonna say a real man, I'm gonna say a person who was raised with the integrity of what a man really is. They're not gonna say that. But I bet you he didn't say that shit to me again. And not only did he know not to say it because it's gonna crack off some shit, he realized that what I did bring to the table, no other woman has.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like he got a viable clue of, wait a minute, this bitch is right.
Right. I'm living lovely in here because of her. I go to work, make the money, I come home, kick my feet up. You know what I'm saying? You didn't really ask him to do much. He didn't do shit.
He didn't have to do anything.
He didn't have to do anything when he came home. You know what I'm saying? So,
you know what? Somebody told me that was the reason, though. That was the reason why I didn't get what I wanted from him, because I spoiled him. Now, people might say, well, bitch, you spoiled because he paid the bills. But there was another form of being spoiled, because he made the same money he made before I met him. He was in the same house that he got, but he wasn't living. So if I take you from, you know, down on the ground and you come in, you ain't got to cook, you ain't got to clean, you ain't got to make no doctor's appointments, you ain't got to do nothing. I gave him too much of me. He took it for granted.
Do you think this separation will make it better?
No, because
Wow.
he's still not doing what I expected him to do. He's still not doing it.
How long
Still
you
not.
guys been separated? I know, but for the audience, how long you guys been separated for?
Honestly, we've been separated for about a year and some change. But like me being out of the house since March. March, I left him on his birthday. I moved out on his birthday. And here's how fucked up it is. I didn't
That was
even
his birthday,
realize
bitch.
it. I didn't even
That was
realize
his
it was his
birthday.
birthday. That's how distraught and how
Cause I didn't even
hurt
wish him a
and how
happy birthday, and I'm in there
on
helping
his
you move,
birthday. That was his birthday.
bitch. Now I feel bad.
I didn't. I didn't realize it. I did not realize it until like a week, maybe like 3 or 4 days later.
We out moving shit and
But guess
everything, and
what?
on his birthday.
It was his birthday.
Wow.
But one day of pain, and I'm not saying he wasn't hurt because it was some shit that I did,
Mhm.
that I'm sure he was hurt. But one day on your birthday compared to me being on the couch for a year,
And that's what I was about to ask you when you was like y'all separated for like a year, but you had just moved out. How was that living in the house with somebody you separated from, your husband? Like, how was that like physically, emotionally for you? Like, like with
Keon,
sex,
let me tell
like
you.
y'all didn't have the courage to like even dip and dab in the, theme of sex, like being and like trying to work it out in that sense of y'all being
You
like
have your
y'all literally
moments.
sleep
You have
separately.
your moments where you be like, ooh, you look at them, but then you think about the rest of the bullshit, and you be like, no. But let me tell you the comparison of it, and a lot of people may
Hmm.
feel different. I'm just not that person. I had cancer not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Hmm.
Mentally, that did so much to me because during that time I could not care for my children. I could not care for myself. I could not do the things that a woman could do during that time. I was in the bed for 2 years, like
Hmm.
literally couldn't get up in diapers, all that.
Hmm.
But I did not feel as much as pain as I did that whole year I was on the couch.
Hmm.
And I was popping Tylenol threes, Vicodin, any fucking pain pill, Dilaudid, because I was in that much physical pain with cancer, but
Hmm.
mental and emotional pain, it wasn't no pill that could cover that. Because when you constantly see a person walking in and out, because I'm on the couch, the master bedroom was like toward the back of the house, so he had
Hmm.
to come out of the room through the living room and see me on the couch every day. He wouldn't say good morning, wouldn't say, hey, how you doing? Or, baby, I wish you would just get up off the couch and come on in the living room. I mean, in the room. That was the worst pain I had suffered in my entire life. Because
Wow.
you sitting here and you begging this man, like, we can fix this. It's okay. Like, um, it's fixable. And for him
Hmm.
to just like not have no want to fix it, but he don't want you to leave.
Either he don't want to fix it, but he don't want you to leave.
Don't want you to leave, don't want you to be with nobody. And I'm like, well, you don't want to do what you need to do, but you don't want me to go nowhere. That doesn't sound right. Even the counselor said, sir, I'm not saying like she's an angel because she not, I had my
Hmm.
issues and I still do. But for you to have a woman that's not because during the process of it, I'm like, it's us. We're the
Hmm.
problem, not you. For you not to hone in on the fact that this is fixable, you're gonna lose your wife. All because you that fucking stubborn. So you so used to loss, you so used to people getting up and leaving that you think that you gonna let the best thing that ever happened to you walk about your life just like that.
Hmm.
Kiana, that was
Yeah.
pain. That was some painful shit. Like I wouldn't wish that pain on nobody. Wait, I'm lying. I would wish that on my kid's father. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do another bitter baby daddy show with you and Andy. Andy, you hit me up like I should have been on this show. My friend Jessica hit me up like I should have been on this show. Andy hit me up. We need a part two. Cause I
So,
gotta
dude,
my first baby daddy is
this time we
pissing
need
me
to
off.
put their faces on the goddamn dartboard in the back. And every time we get mad, we just need to shoot the fucking dart.
Look, that's gonna be the game when we do the show. Like everybody get a picture of their baby daddy and put it up there, and we have darts and throw them as we do it.
Well, I need 2 pictures of that motherfucker because I need about 10 boxes of darts. That's 27 years of bullshit.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna do that show again. I want to get into the difference of the separation and actually being in a functional marriage.
Mm-hmm.
How is it being on your own, physically and mentally, than in the actual marriage? Is it better or is it worse?
It's like a catch-22. The peace that you have is remarkable. Like you don't have to clean and cook after nobody. You don't have to share the bed. You don't have to hear no snoring. You don't have to smell no funky socks. You know what I'm saying? The peace of it all is wonderful, but the peace is also it's quiet. Because at least when you was in the house with somebody, you knew somebody else was in the house. You know what I'm saying? Just think about you being stuck on the toilet. You run out of toilet paper. You can't be like, babe. You got to let that damn pee run down your motherfucking leg.
I understand because me being single for 8 years, like I have, y'all or whatever, but my phone is dry as a motherfucking bug. Like nobody calls to check up on me. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? I think if somebody don't see me on social media, that's why I do social media literally all day, every day, so people can know I'm still alive. Type shit.
Like she all right. She just
right. I seen on Facebook today. You know what I'm saying? So people know I'm still alive. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, for me to be here by myself, literally all the time, you should think like somebody be like, "Damn, let me go over here." You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure. Until one day, somebody gonna have to. Probably you ain't gonna see me on Facebook or you ain't gonna see me on none of my social media platforms. But I'm just saying, life happens sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Life happens sometimes. You never know when, God. And I'm not speaking into
for forever. So who's thinking?
Everything. That's what everybody think. Everybody think I'm gonna be here forever. That's what everybody think.
Oh,
one of my male friends told me, if I heard you ever passed away, I'm not gonna believe it. I'm gonna even come to the funeral and pick your ass up and we walking up out of there. Like, yeah, child. Like,
no. Kiana, you can't go. You ain't going nowhere no time soon. You got about another 57 years to go.
But I'm saying, like, even with my kids, they only call me when they need something or want something. They don't really call to check up on me and stuff. And it do make me feel something like you will call and check up on me, and stuff like that. Hello, call and check up on me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever stop to think why?
Kenny Mac will call and check up on me, huh?
Did you stop to think why? Because sometimes, I thought about that too. You're the strong person for everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody ever thinks that the strong person needs somebody to check up on you.
That's true too. Like they know that most of the time, like I got it. You know what I'm saying?
You okay. That's not always okay. And that's just literally how it go. But sometimes God also wants you to sit in your peace too. Because you notice every time your phone rings, somebody wants something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They never call them to say, Kiana, are you okay? They call them because they want something. So I think God put you in a place where you are for a reason. That's for you to hone in on you and focus on what you need for yourself.
Right. And I'm very blessed. And I guess I'm not a phone person anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I call and check up on people. You know what I'm saying? I text my sister Emmy and be like, you know, see what she doing and stuff like that, or make sure she good. Or we not phone people, so I don't really let it bother me that people don't call. But damn, you know
It
what I'm saying?
bothers
You be
me.
like, yeah, like. Damn, ain't nobody run my phone in like a week or two. Like the fuck.
You
But
know what,
at the
Kiana?
end of the
I really, for real, like, as much as it bothers you, embrace it because that's how I
Mhm,
feel. But I thought about it like this: every time my phone rang, it was somebody that wanted something. Like, and I'm like,
mhm,
y'all, I love my phone being dry right now. That motherfucker dry as a desert. But
mhm.
God got us in places for a reason. Your phone ain't ringing for a reason. It's for you to
Right.
work on yourself and continue down your own personal journey.
I want to talk about being separated in dating. Do you think you can fully date in separation, or you just have to wait to a divorce? How
No,
does that go?
I'm gonna date like a motherfucker because you know what? Mentally and emotionally, I've already gone through the divorce because I smelled it coming. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been, like I said, I was on the couch for a year already. So me being in the
Mhm,
house is kind of like we already divorced. So all I really need is the paperwork. Um,
mhm,
as women, we move on way sooner than the
mhm,
actual breakup. We start
mhm,
that breakup process. I've been started it already.
mhm.
But the thing about it is, the man that you want to attract now is not going to date you while you separate, while you still married. I've had men in my past like, yeah, you separated. Call me when you get a divorce.
I don't understand that part because they will fucking date you while they're married, be full fledged in the marriage, living in the house with the wife,
That's
paying the
because they
bills and
selfish. Men don't
everything.
want to share.
But they will fully try to date you while they actively in their marriage, not even separated. But you're separated and they have the nerve to be, oh no, call me when you get a divorce.
Kiana, the men that I would actually want to be in a relationship right now, and it's a good thing though.
Hmm.
They will not even date me. They won't come by my house because they know they can't trust me. They can't trust themselves around me. But I was mad at this one guy for about 3 years now. Cause I ain't gonna lie, when my husband was going through it, I was like, come on, let's link up. He was like, Mel, I'm not doing that. I'm like, but you pop pills, you smoke weed, you do this and you fornicate, you do all this. He was like, Mel, just because I do all that don't mean that I have to have boundaries. And I was mad as hell because in my eyes, that was the best meat I ever had, right? But sitting down thinking about it and being put on my grown woman panties, I'm thinking to myself, like, I really should respect him because
Hmm.
he ain't going for everything. That let me
Right.
know if I was ever married to him, that he wouldn't step out on me. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You don't really think about that stuff until you in a position because I was mad. Like I wanted to go to his house and lay on his grass naked, like, take me. But he was like, I'm not doing that. He said, now the day you get a divorce, I'm gonna wear that ass out. But but I had to say to myself, I respect this man because he's able to have boundaries. And he was like, Mel, I
Uh-huh.
just cannot be with another man's wife. I can't do that. And I've been running into that. Call me when you get a divorce and call me when you done.
But that's true. Men can't handle dealing with another man's wife. Just like
Nope, they
I
don't
wouldn't
want
date
no
a
parts
married
of
man. I wouldn't mess with a married man because again, I've never been married before. And I'm
it. Yeah.
expecting to be married one day. I don't care if I'm 50, but I'm expecting to be married one day.
Yeah.
And I believe karma is a fat ass bitch that's gonna sit on your ass. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these women
That's a
that don't
whole nother conversation, Kiana.
Right, but I'm just saying, in me, like with that, that's a whole nother conversation. You know what
Cause
I'm saying?
I
I
would
just
like a
said,
motherfucker.
but my thing is, it's so many men that's married that approaches me, and I don't think it's fair to me. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
know,
it's
this is
not
new
right.
saying now that side chicks save marriages. Did you hear that?
Huh? Now,
It's a new
look,
thing now.
I say this all the time, okay? If you married, that's a home to me. I'm not gonna fuck up a home, but I will mess up an apartment real fucking quick. You know what I'm saying? Especially if that nigga got everything I need.
But listen, you gotta say to yourself, you're not the homewrecker because if they were so happy in this whirlwind of a marriage, he wouldn't have never even said to you. So how are you the homewrecker? Because you don't know what a person can tell you like this. We separate. I met this guy a couple weeks ago. Matter of fact, no, that was with my coworker. We had went out and I met this man. He was sitting at the bar. He called me over, right? He like, yeah, I'm going through a divorce, right?
Mhm.
And all along, he was still in the house with his wife. So a man could tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? They can
Mhm.
really still be in love and be in bed. So how do you know? And that's just like how you just said, oh, they won't date you because you separate. And I'm truly separated. But he
They
didn't
won't
say
do
he
it because you
separated going
still
through a
married.
divorce. And
They won't do
exactly.
it.
So a man could tell you what they want to tell you, and you don't know. So
Mhm.
how are you the homewrecker? I ain't gonna lie, I would.
I had a man. We're still friends to this day, and he probably watched this, but he know I tell the truth, and I had told you about him. You know, we're still friends to this day. And when we started talking, him and his wife was going through some stuff. But he told me, he
Mm,
said, I love my wife. I will never leave. Now, me and him had never did nothing, but they was going through some stuff. Me and him fell off
mm,
from talking because I told him I will never mess with a man that is married. You know, I would not.
mm,
And he would be a good dude. You know, I call him. He break his neck to get to me. Anything I need. He'll give me. All I have to do is ask. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
don't feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Man, me and this man never did nothing. He told me he loved me and everything.
Let me
When
ask you this:
we
do you feel like all men, like any man, is faithful?
do I feel like that?
Right, and I ain't talking about sex because it's all forms of different
Remember,
types of
I
forms of
told
cheating.
you it's awful. We talked about this yesterday when I did the interview for IPP. We talked about this. Anything you can't do, say with the other sex in front of your partner is cheating because it's emotionally
It
cheating
is.
too.
It
He
is,
was emotionally cheating with me
and that's the worst kind because
because
when
he
you
fell
fall
in
in
love
love with
with
somebody,
me.
you get to know this.
He fell in love with me because of that, and
So
I hate
actually,
that.
you were cheating with a married man. So you might as well go ahead, get up the snacks, and get some more money. Might as well. That don't bother me because I honestly believe that monogamy is not natural. It's not natural to me. You can for me, it's unfair for you to require somebody to provide your every need and wish and desire.
Mhm.
Like it's
Right, right.
impossible. You know what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
impossible. So for me, that's just like, okay, for instance, my coworker, she been
Hmm.
married for 30 something years. Her husband's had a mistress for 17, and y'all
Hmm.
still fighting and arguing. Like, come on now, y'all might well just get one house, split, everybody get their piece of the bill, somebody clean up this area. Like, it's just too
Oh, y'all
much.
might as
If you
well be together because you know about it for 17 years. So why is he still
17 years, if
arguing
this
and fighting?
man died, Kiana, that lady is entitled to some of his fucking money. Y'all might well just go ahead be a threesome. I mean, y'all might as well be the polyamorous. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
And there's a lot of people out here like that though in marriages. Like a side chick been there for some years.
I know.
And-
I know so many women, Kiana, that have been with married men for years, longer than they wives.
Like, how you be a side chick before he get married to somebody else?
Because
That means you're not the marriage material you thought you was for him, because he jumped right over
Think
you.
of it like this. Some women don't require a ring. Some women just want the surface relationship. Some of them they fine with it. Like, girl, you give me what I want. I ain't gotta wash no clothes. I ain't gotta cook no meals. I ain't gotta do none of that. Save that for your wife. And I'm getting that concept now. Like, why I got to deal with that? I done watched enough funky ass draws to know that. Here's what bothers me. Don't lie about it. You know what I'm saying? It's the lie that fucked the shit up. Because most men don't understand if you tell me the truth, you're giving me the opportunity to figure out if I want to deal with it.
Want to be with you, deal with you or not, right?
The pain and the deception come from when you lie. Like, if you meet a man and he say, look, I got a wife or I got a long time girlfriend, and you know, she know about my little pieces and greasy pieces I got on the side. 9 times out of 10, if a bitch is feeling him like that, she gonna go for it. But when you be like, nah, I ain't married or I'm separated, and then you know you lying, and then you get your windows bust out when she find out about it, that's your fault.
Yeah, I do. I just feel I understand what you, and by you saying it like that, you make a person think like, yeah, you right. You could be a side chick and not have to deal with the shit. But then you also think a lot of men that have side chicks for that long, she's only loyal to him. She's only carrying to him. Mind you, he have a wife that he's between two people. Why I can't have nobody else? Men like that don't even want their side chick to have a nigga.
But see, that's where the understanding needs to come in at. That's where conversations needs to be had. Like, look, I'm not just being loyal to you, because when you go somewhere, you know, what am I supposed to do when you go back home? But see, that's where protection is supposed to come in at, conversation is supposed to come in at, understanding is supposed to come in at. It's a lot of things that pour into it. But when
men get emotionally tied just like women do. Men get emotionally tied just like women do.
If you a man and you know what you want to do and you can't understand that she's a grown woman and she want to do what she want to do, then you don't need to be in it. Because it ain't fair if the homies can't have none. And I'm not talking about sex. You know what I'm saying? Because she might just get sex from him, and this motherfucker, she can be out in public with the next one. She probably can't be out in public with you. You know what I'm saying?
She can't because you're married.
This
Right.
He might just get her a dude that's gonna spend money on her, take her to dinner or whatever. But you know the poom poom is yours. But y'all gotta have that conversation gotta be had.
And do you think that
gotta be
people don't have them conversations? I was saying, you know, I do a kind of a podcast before this one on TikTok on Sunday dinner. And I was talking about how it is dating for us now. You know, I hate it. I can't stand it. I don't want to fucking do it. I just want the Lord to drop the man in front of my house and be like, and the Lord standing there like, this is him. And then I bring him in and say, you live here now. You know?
You're better than me because I want him to drop it through the chimney so he can fall right on the motherfucking couch. Girl.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't want to date anymore. I don't want to do it. I hate it. It sucks ass. And then I was saying, like, you know, I have a lot of male friends. I have more male friends than I have female friends, you know. And so I say the male friends, I was telling my friend Mike, he probably on here now, but I was telling my friend Mike, I said, y'all more nicer to me than y'all are your own girlfriends or the people y'all trying to talk to. I could have talked about
most men can't keep it real with the people they sleeping with.
wondered that.
Okay,
Like,
either
if
they have been taught
if
not to
y'all
be honest,
treated, I was always like, if y'all treated the women like y'all treat me, I think it'll
or
be a
they
whole better
homies or they other
relationship.
homies.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I'm a homie. You know what I'm saying? I'm a homie.
I want to ask this question to any man that's listening right now.
Hmm.
Why do y'all not just tell the truth? Like, just when you meet a person or meet a woman and you know you like her, it's something about her that you really need in your life, but you got Keisha and Monica and Tamika on the side. Why don't you just be honest and see how far you get with honesty? Because the lies is what get your. I don't do it because I don't believe in it. Your clothes bleach, your windows burst out, your tires slashed, your mama house burnt up. Like,
Niggas
why
stay
don't
lying to
y'all
me.
tell the truth?
Niggas stay lying to me, and I don't even know why. Like, niggas, I have niggas that I know I can't call you after a certain time. I can't call you after 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
I can't talk to
but
you
you
on the
ain't got nobody.
weekends. I can't talk to you on the weekends, and I can't call you after. That's a problem for me. We're not children. We're not kids. But Aries after 9 o'clock, you can't get no calls, no nothing, no nothing. So
A lot of
what that
people
say to
ask me
me?
like,
What I'm thinking when that happens? What am I thinking? You ain't sleep every day at 9 o'clock,
no, they're not. They at home
and
with kids.
all the weekends and stuff you can't talk. So what am I thinking? So when
They're
I
at home
bring
with
that to
Carrie.
you, right? When I bring that to you, oh no, it's just you have every fucking excuse. I just end up. I'm so quick to cut a motherfucker
Linda,
off. Huh?
Linda just tell the truth. If you tell the truth
True.
in the
I'm so
beginning, you
quick
will
to cut
not
a
have that
motherfucker
problem.
off. I think that's what men about when it comes to me now is I don't put up a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when it comes
You
to
can't
me,
even afford to do it no more because you already damaged, so you don't need
I
no more
don't have
damage
the
something with somebody.
I don't have the energy. You know, I shouldn't have to fight for something that we ain't even made official. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I going through this shit and we're not even official? We're just really just talking. You know what I'm saying? They like you
A
don't
lot of
even
people ask me
try,
like, "What did I learn?" You
huh?
hear me, Kiana?
What you
Oh, my
say?
head is hurting, y'all. I think I'm having a stroke talking about this marriage stuff. Um, a lot of people ask me, "What did you learn?" Being married and being separated and all this ordeal and
Hmm.
stuff. I think that what I learned was, um, again, the red flags count. I swear to God, y'all, it's so superficial and so everybody's saying it nowadays, and it's so cliche is the word. That those red flags mean a whole lot, and I honestly learned to be patient though, because everybody don't work on your time. Everybody don't learn on your same learning path. Like, everybody don't get it, and I
Hmm.
don't say like my husband is a bad person. I don't say that. I don't say that he was all wrong or all this or all that. I just feel like his past failed him, just like my past failed me. And I need to learn to be more patient, because there was some shit I could have been like, oh, I'll let that slide. Or if he
Hmm.
didn't say, he loved me quick enough or soon enough or held the door open, like I would get an attitude. But I learned to be more patient with people and more understanding that he didn't grow up like I grew up.
I
We
feel
didn't
it's a
share
shame.
some of the should have been shared.
I feel like it's a shame that we have to learn that after the fact about the red flags and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if we took into account in the beginning, we wouldn't be in some of the situations that we were in.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because as women, we see it right away. We choose to ignore
Mhm.
it. We
Yeah.
ignore it.
Eh, and that's true because I had also a friend tell me like it's in the beginning what you can tolerate and what you can't tolerate.
Your non-negotiables, you know them, and you should have them. You
Yeah.
should stand on them. And
And
he,
I
guess
just feel
what?
like,
He checked all of my non-negotiables though. Like every non-negotiable that I had that I knew that I
wait,
couldn't.
wait. I thought you was about to say he checked some negotiables, but you said he checked all the non-negotiables.
Yeah, he checked the wish list, but he also checked the non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
But I
And
get really three main non-negotiables. I'm a very
Mhm.
clean woman.
Yes.
I'm gonna wash that ass. I'm gonna wash that ass. Want no ass washing. And I'm like, oh, I can fix it. You know what I'm saying? Then I got I can't deal with no insecure ass person because I'm not insecure. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? Like, I
my
don't have
God,
those
me
issues
neither.
where I feel like I gotta go through your phone. I ain't doing all that because guess what? A bitch might have more money than me, more ass than me. She might be hair might be down her damn back, but
I'm not.
she ain't gonna have
My
what I
thing,
got. You know what I'm
and
saying?
that
He was very
I'm with you.
insecure.
One thing about it, I'm not insecure. If I get with somebody, I'm
I
not
can't.
insecure. I'm not going through your phone. I'm not doing that. I do this. I respect the same because the business
I
that
ain't
I'm
doing none of that.
in, I have to be with people of the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna need somebody
Right.
that's secure in themselves. I need one of the men that who's insecure in their wife. Like, I ain't worried about it. I know my wife. Boom. You know what I'm saying? She gonna come home to
Exactly.
me. She
I
love her
I
some
have
me.
to be with a guy that when you walk in the room, every man know, everybody in the room gonna know that's my lady and she ain't going nowhere. I know
Oh well, yeah.
because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So I
Supposed to
already
do
know
as
that.
a woman. I carry myself like that.
We
That's the
couldn't
thing.
even go on a date. We couldn't even go on a date, Kiana, because he was too busy worried about somebody looking at me rather than just having a good time. And
Wow.
I'm like, you
And
would
you be
never
so
want
pretty
a
too,
woman that
though.
everybody look at.
Want somebody that everybody look at, but you know she only for you.
Exactly.
A lot of men
So,
would be proud, like, damn. You know, a lot of men to be proud, be like, damn, my girl finding my wife finding a bitch. Y'all, she mad. You know, like, y'all look, but don't touch her. She
that,
belong to me. You
that's
know?
that damage though. That's that damage that did that to him. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of
Mm,
pain. Girl, we was on a double date one time, and it was one of my clients and her husband. And you know, the husband was staring at me the whole time. So he was staring at me so hard that I felt uncomfortable. So
uh-huh.
he was like, Mr. Charlie, I don't mean to be, disrespectful or nothing, but he was like, you have a beautiful wife. Guess what he should have said. Oh yeah, I know, ain't she fine?
Wait, tell me what he said and then tell me what he should have said. Okay, go. What did he
He said,
say?
oh, she I. Now what he should have said was, yeah, that's my baby. I'm like, I love her. Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah,
That's what he should have
exactly.
said. And then the man and the woman was like, what? And he was dead serious. Like he didn't have a smile on his face or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Child.
but when he get on, put on his clothes and look good and do all this stuff, like, oh, my baby fine, my man look good.
You know, super
He
mom like,
never,
oh
never
damn.
did that for me.
I take these
He
clothes
never
off.
did.
Oh, let my man walk out and he looking good. Like, where you going looking
And
like?
smelling
Look.
good too.
Where you going looking like the stuff I ripped these clothes off you right now?
Nope. His
Do he give you that?
his
Did
thing
he
was,
ever give you that attention when you got dressed? Like he wanted to
no.
rip your clothes off you and
If he did, I had to fish for it. I had to fish for it. I had to say, oh girl, I mean, baby, don't I look good? Yeah, you do look good. Like stuff like that. You know, or he'll say, I ain't about to blow your head up. Your head already big. You supposed to be my number one cheerleader, my number one
Yes.
blower up or hitter. Like, I
Right.
would never say no shit like that to you. Like, yeah, you might want to go in there and change them shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's mental abuse. That's mental abuse.
Yeah. He make you feel like you're not pretty enough.
Girl, if another man to tell you, ooh, you got a beautiful wife. Oh, she all right.
That's some fucked up shit. You feel like see. Cause the
And
man that you with is supposed to be the one like, damn, but you fine as fuck. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I want to be like when before I walk out the door,
even
I'm
if
so
you the
fine. Before I
ugliest
walk
bitch in
out the door,
the room, he's supposed to pump you up and make you feel like you the finest.
look, my friend's knocking at the door, and I'm trying to fix my clothes because we not got it in before I even made it to the fucking door. Cause I know I be that fine when
You
I
know
get
what?
ready to go out.
Now y'all tell me if I'm just being you tell me if I'm just being petty because it really
God.
burned my biscuits like I wanted to stab him. We would go in public and my husband has a lot of business people that he deal with every day. He goes to the gym
Mm.
like so he know a lot of other people and other men. We could be in Walmart, we could be in the mall, we could be at church, we could be anywhere, and he'll know somebody shake up with him, and I'm standing there
Mhm.
waiting for an introduction. Cause I ain't your baby mama. I ain't your girlfriend. I'm your wife.
Damn, he don't even introduce you. He don't be like, "This my wife, Melanie."
No.
So he never introduced you to like people that he know, like you know his close friends.
No. I know his close friends because they his close friends. They then came over to the house. But if you know somebody in the street, like you run into somebody you may have not had a close relationship with, or y'all might can't call each other friends, but you know him long enough to sit there and ask about his family, and he asked about the job and this and this and this and that. You standing there for about good 10, 15 minutes talking, and I'm just sitting there like this.
How does that make you feel though?
Like a piece of shit.
How much did you feel like that in your marriage versus the happiness in it? Hello.
Wait, you breaking up? What you say?
I said, how much did you feel like a piece of shit in your marriage versus the happiness you felt in your marriage?
80-20.
I'm trying to say, like, what ways? Like, what ways the highest? The
80 was
happiness?
80 was 80 was the worst.
80 was the
80
piece of
was
you
the
felt,
the, the worst, and 20.
and 20 was the happiness.
Yeah.
That is sad, Mel.
It was terrible. That's why I tell people, like, girl, you might well just go ahead and stay. And I'm like, a person ain't got to cheat on you. A person ain't got to beat on you. A person ain't got to, what I'm saying, do all the other stuff that women complain about. They can just not do anything, and it makes you feel bad. It's
That
just
is
like, what did I do to
horrible.
you so motherfucking bad to make you treat me like this?
Did he ever say how you made him feel or
Did he what?
why he was like that? Did he ever say like how you made him feel or why he was like that? Or did he ever, when you asked him, like I'm assuming you asked him, like where can I fix this? Where did
You
I
know,
go
he,
wrong? How do you feel about me? Right?
I I feel like when I started telling him about the things that he needed to change as a man, it
Uh-huh.
made him crawl into it made him crawl inside. Like, when men they inside, they like to go inside in a way to fix stuff. But
Mhm.
somehow he got into his little area and never came back out. And once he came back out, he felt probably like, well, there's nothing I can do. This, going to fix it, or, I'm not right for her, and she wants somebody else. Like they start ruminating on certain stuff instead of trying to actually fix the problem. I
Right.
just feel like he could not deal with me telling him about stuff that probably no other woman did. No other woman probably didn't tell him like you need to wash your ass. No other woman probably told him that okay, your high blood pressure is causing other issues. And don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, I didn't come at him like, yeah, you this, you that. I came at him with compassion and care and love and gentleness at first.
Right.
But then when he wasn't getting it, I had to come at him like, look, you know, this is a problem. And I just feel
Right.
like he never came back out of that area to process. He never came back from the other end of processing. Then other stuff started going on, and the light cheating on my end. I would reach out to other guys and my exes and stuff because of what I wasn't getting at home, and then it just exploded. It caused an explosion that we couldn't come back from.
I just, I don't know. I'm just because you in the beginning you had said like I know he loved me, and I just feel
He
like, and
do.
this is just my opinion. I know he loved you because he wouldn't have married you if you. But I
Mhm.
just feel like, do you feel he
Right.
loved you? He just don't like you and don't care if you moved out because I feel if he liked you and loved you and he wanted to do the work that he will put in the effort to fix it.
Yeah.
Because people can
I
love
say
you
that all
and
the time.
people can
I
love
say
you
he
and
love
not
me,
like
but he
you.
don't like me.
Right. That's why I was like, people can love you to death. You know what I'm saying? They can love you, they can love you,
And
they
not
can
like
love
me
you,
at all.
but not like you at all. It's the difference.
He
And
don't.
people don't
He
get the
don't.
difference. I know a lot
I
of
got
people
it.
that love
I
me,
got
but
it
probably
about two
don't like
years
me.
ago.
Hmm.
Right. I picked
So,
that up. I picked up on that like 2 years ago. Like this man loved me to death because right now we can argue. He can cuss me out. I can cuss him out. And if I called him and say I needed something or something was going wrong with the kids or blah blah blah, he coming.
hmm.
But he gonna look at me like, bitch, I really don't want to be here. How? That's how he gonna look. Like, bitch, you need to find somebody else to do it because I ain't gonna be doing it too much longer. But he love my dirty job, especially them kids. But I just think so much has happened that wasn't dealt with between us both. You know what I'm saying? That it just you gotta let it
Do
go.
you
Sometimes you gotta
believe
just
that
let it
everybody got comfortable once y'all got married? The comfortability set in.
go. No. There was no comfortability because most times when people get comfortable, you start to be like, you know what, my baby like this, or my baby like this, or you know what, I'm gonna do this because I know she gonna do this for me. So I say no comfortability because at one it was a point where we didn't give a fuck if each other was happy or not. We was just that irritated and angry with each other, like shit. I ain't doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? We
Hmm.
get to that point where like fuck it, I know he ain't finna do shit for me, so I ain't doing nothing for him. And I told him, I said, the man is supposed to lead and the woman is gonna follow suit.
Right,
So
right,
if
right.
you're not listening and hearing me and validating my feelings, you think I'm gonna respect you?
Hmm.
That ain't how they go. So there was no comfortability in it because if it was, somebody would have relinquished, and I got tired of that somebody being me all the time. We weren't comfortable.
Hmm.
It was very uncomfortable, to say the least.
Now, if y'all do
Mm-hmm.
decide to go ahead and get a divorce, would you marry again?
Mm-hmm.
You said they quit.
Hell yeah, because I know what. type of wife I am and I could have been to the right man.
Mhm.
It wasn't the right man. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And he probably feel like he didn't marry the right woman. But I love being married. I love saying, "Oh, girl, my husband." I like that. But I
Mhm.
want that, not only the title, I want the fulfillment of it too. I don't want to just be like, "Yeah, oh, girl, my husband," and then it's just not been relationship. So yeah, I would, but he had to have so much money though.
How would
I ain't
you
cooking and
do
cleaning
things?
no more. But
That's what I'm about to say. How would you do things different in the second marriage from the first
I would not give 100% without getting 100%. People say ain't no such thing as 100%. Ain't no, well, not literally. If you know that you're giving your all and you doing your best to you, that's your 100%, right?
one?
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna put in no effort if they're not. I'm gonna give you the same energy you giving me, and that's it. Because you end up feeling like I'm doing too much and I'm not getting nothing in return. Then it becomes you using me, or I feel taken advantage of, or you taking in for me for granted. I cooked, I cleaned, I did the laundry, I made sure his clothes was out for work, and making lunches and getting all kind of shit. Like it was just too much. And I feel like I didn't get any return but some bills. I can pay my own bills. I'm proving that now. I can pay my own bills. Like I used to tell him, if I wasn't here, you still was gonna have to pay bills. Your bills did not increase, especially like the rent and mortgage and all that. That didn't
Mhm.
increase because you got married. You were
Mhm.
gonna have to pay the same bills you're paying. Like that's not helping me none. That ain't doing nothing for me.
Right. Right.
Because if I leave tomorrow, you're still gonna pay the same bills. So I just would give the same energy that I'm getting.
With
I
that
wouldn't be
being,
Betty Crocker. I'm not being Betty. I ain't being Anita, and I ain't being Sarah. Because none of them hoes get nothing but a box. I ain't doing that. You notice how a lot of the wives who really don't cook and really don't clean, they might have somebody come in and clean and come in and cook
mhm.
and none. Them bitches got the big houses on the hill and motherfucking rings so big they gotta hire somebody to hold that bitch up. I ain't doing none of that. I'm not doing that no more.
So, do you feel like
If
it's a
you
lesson
want your
learned?
high blood pressure to be high, oh
Do
yeah,
you feel like it's a lesson
definitely,
learned?
definitely. And it wasn't all bad on his end. I did some shit. I
Mhm.
caused some shit to happen.
Mhm. Yeah. I
Because
just,
I should
I
have
just
walked away when I realized that he. What you say?
go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
No, I was just saying like I should have walked away when I realized there was no um that he didn't want to feel the need to help work some shit out. I should have walked away then because I wouldn't be this hurt. I wouldn't have so much hurt on my heart right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I caused my own damage. My heart.
Do you think both of y'all should
I
be
did.
canceled? Like before you get in a relationship, do you think you should go through the canceling stage before entering into a new relationship so you can fix them childhood
Yeah.
traumas and things of that nature?
Yeah. Yep. I do. I really feel like I do because I've been on several dates since I've been, separated, whatever. And on the very first one that I went, like on my real first date since I've been separated, I ended up leaving the motherfucker in the bar because I was so in my head because of what happened in my marriage. I said, dang, did I do something? Because he had went to the bar to get us drinks, like this like third drink.
Oh
And
yeah, I remember
it
you
took him too
telling me
long.
that.
Yeah, it took him too long to come back. So I'm like, dang, is my hair right? And is my clothes right? Did I say something like, because I didn't get that in my
You
marriage. I
thought
didn't
he
get that
left you.
confidence. I left the
Right.
motherfucking man at the bar.
Because you thought he
I
left
thought
you.
he left me because there goes that abandonment. I thought he left
Mhm.
me. So I got up. That motherfucker called me. He was like, where are you? And I was like, I thought you left. I'm on my way home. I'm 8 minutes from the crib. And he was like, come back. And I'm like, no, I'm all right. He was like, we was having a good time. And he was like, I went to the bar in the back because the front one was too crowded. And I was like, I am so sorry. Like, but that's that bullshit. You constantly
Mhm.
trying to be perfect and want to say the right shit because when in your marriage, you was never, he never put that confidence in you. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well,
yeah, I definitely need some therapy.
you're gonna have to get some therapy for that because I was
I
saying this
am.
earlier about my other podcast on TikTok. If it's not organic where you can be yourself, it's not worth it. If you gotta force
At
it,
all.
if you gotta put so much energy into it to where it's not organically falling into place, it's not worth it. I'd rather somebody to see me for me and me be
Yeah.
myself
Yeah.
than me have to force myself to try to be somebody else to appease somebody else. That's how you start losing yourself.
You do. And that's how it starts a domino effect
Hmm.
of unhappiness because if you can't be yourself with a person, you can't possibly be able to keep up that facade for a whole fucking relationship. So it's just like you become like, dang, this not me. I'm not feeling like
It's
myself. This is not
tiring.
normally what I would like to do.
Yeah. Cause I'm
And it
a fucking
creates
goofball. Some men might think I'm weird. And that's fine, you know.
yeah,
But some people might
yeah.
love me. And it's crazy because all y'all love me, all my friends and family love me to death. But I'm weird to a lot of men.
I ain't
You know what I'm
smoking you
saying?
though, motherfucker.
You gonna smoke me. Everybody is to smoke me. I am putting that in my will.
No, do all these people know that?
You want me to tell them? Because I tell them so they can be prepared.
It's up to you,
Anybody,
but I don't know if you'll have the same friends when
anybody,
you're done.
when God decides to take me home and I am throwing out my funeral, I am not having a funeral, I am having a party. This will be in my will. I am having a party because I am a party person. Okay. And I am going to be cremated because I don't want to be in the ground with the bugs. I'm sorry. And it's cheaper so my kids can get the most of the insurance money. And since I am going to be cremated, I am putting in my will that a blunt needs to be rolled with a sprinkle of my ashes on them. And it needs to be
So
passed
you turning this
around that
all into
everybody
cannabis.
at the party, everybody that was invited to my homegoing party is going to take a puff of me.
She turning this all into cannibals, you guys. Like, I ain't a part of that. It'll be my look. I'm gonna get the coochie. I'm smoking ass. Okay.
I said this on National. Yeah, yes, you are. Whoever
You're not
go,
doing
I'm
that.
hunting them. If you're invited, you are doing it. I am hunting you if you're
You
not.
know
I
what?
will be.
That's like you're
I will
turning
be
this
in your
into
house,
cannibal.
knocking shit down. Look, bitch. Look.
You know what? Right now, I know to start super gluing my shit down. Then I'm gonna start super gluing all my shit to the wall or to the shelves because I
I
ain't
went
doing it.
good. I went good until y'all had some good sleep. So I walked in the house, knocking shit. Blah, 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 blah.
Everything finna be super glued. I'm finna get a big ass travel box of Gorilla Glue and just start gluing my shit down. I ain't doing that.
You know who house I'm especially going to? My old sneaky link. That motherfucker. I'm being that motherfucker and tearing up shit like a motherfucker.
Look, I'm gonna send you to a couple of motherfuckers' houses. Go to my baby daddy house and knock on his house. He wouldn't know what happened.
Kicking doors in, boom!
No, I want you to knock some teeth out his motherfucking mouth.
So I'll be a spirit out here Like, yeah. Y'all remember when? Boo!
Girl, that is hilarious.
Yeah,
No,
but
Kim, I
nah.
can't do that for you. I swear I can't. I can't do that.
You've been my best friend since we were 13 years old. What you mean you can't?
Yeah, but I don't want to smoke you. That's
I don't
like,
care. Let me tell you, I introduced you to your kid's father. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have your children.
you know what? Thank you, but you could have kept them in. You know what? If I was to meet that man all over again, I would walk past his ass and push him in the sewer. The best
Okay,
for him
so I'm a
was
bad matchmaker.
made a stain on the sheet.
I'm a bad matchmaker. I am.
I ain't never going with nobody else you hook me up with. I learned my lesson that damn day.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna apologize now because I told you this before. I hooked you up with him for my personal gain.
Terrible. That's awful.
It was my personal gain. I wanted to hang out with my boyfriend, which was his cousin, and you at the same time.
You
So
probably
we
been better off hooking me up with his motherfucking mama. He is
So I
he's the
said,
worst person in the world.
if I hook you up with him, then we all can hang out together.
I got played.
But you lasted in your relationship longer than I lasted with mine. I had to move, so me and my boyfriend didn't work out because I had to move to
Yeah.
the city.
But I wanted to kill her. Like, Tiana, honestly, I can honestly say he's the worst person in the world. Like Hitler would.
I didn't, you know what? It's crazy because we was all like 13, 14 years old when we met. So it's crazy to see as an adult the person that he turned into. And I didn't know that until that day that I actually had the interaction with him as an adult. Because I never, like I said, I only known him as a teenager. So having that interaction with him as an adult, I was shocked the type of person he turned into.
But that's why I'm so hell bent on the way you was raised determines how you was. And you know what? Me being young, I never paid attention to his mom was never around. So when men have issues with their mothers, they treat the women in their lives like trash.
Speak
It
it.
all goes back to your childhood. He told me about a year or so ago, he said this to me. He said, well, like he didn't feel like I should see my son. And I said, Kevin, if you had issues with stuff with your mom, why would you want your son to go through the same thing? And I didn't understand it. And he was like, I ain't never had my mama fuck that B and all this other stuff. And I'm like, but why would you want your son to go through the same shit? That doesn't make sense to me.
Have that same hurt that you have.
It don't make sense, but that childhood trauma is some bullshit. I told him, I said, you need some extensive therapy, because if you want your son to feel any of the pain you remotely feel, something's wrong with you.
And we were talking about this on another podcast that men are totally different. Men that don't have their mothers in their lives.
Yeah,
They don't feel, because you gotta understand, like, the first men we love are who? Our fathers, right? The first women that men love are their mothers. My sons love me to death. No matter how hard I am on them, no matter how I move, you know what I'm saying? They love me. I'm the first love in their life. I'm their mother. They will do anything for me if I need them to. You know what I'm saying? They don't disrespect me. They don't do none of that.
And they gonna marry women like you. Their wife's gonna be like you.
I'm a little too rough. I don't think nobody's like me.
They gonna marry a woman just like you. That's how you learn to love. That's your first experience of love. That's your first experience of how you express love, how love is provided to you. You fall in love, and it's really nothing that can be changed unless you get that healing then, like right there in your childhood.
And there's a lot of men that don't have their mamas, they don't experience that woman love, so they don't know how to love. And I tell my sons all the time, you treat women I tell my sons all the time, you treat women how you would want your mother to be treated, how you would want your
Mhm.
sister to be treated. Because simple
Right.
fact is, you wouldn't want no man treating me any kind of way. You wouldn't want no man talking to me any kind of way. You wouldn't want no man putting their hands on
Nope.
me because you will feel some type of way. You know
Right.
what I'm
You
saying?
be ready
You
to
don't
kill
like
him.
to. You don't like to see me cry. You don't like to see me hurt. My dad didn't like to see me cry. He didn't like to see me hurt. He didn't like to see me sick.
Right.
So my sons, I know. So at the end of the day, I tell them how you want. You got to understand. You're gonna have daughters.
Right.
How do you want your daughters to be treated?
Cause they'll kill a motherfucking nigga if you going out here doing bitches wrong and then you turn around and your daughter get the karma. You're going to kill him.
Yeah.
So
You
be
see that
be
little
the
boy?
man that
You see that
want
little
your
boy
daughter to
killed over
be.
his mama? You see that little boy killed over his mama?
And
So
probably would do it again.
imagine.
And
And
would
we'll
do
do
it
it
again.
again.
And do it again.
So men out here without their mothers, they love different. They
Yeah,
they
they do.
don't know how.
And that's what's wrong with Kevin. Like he was failed by his mom, so he's gonna fail every woman that come in his life. And I'm just a
That's
product of that. I hate that I'm a part of that, but God gave me this journey for a reason, and I think it was to learn, to treat myself better and not to tolerate men who abandon me, and that's what I've been
right.
doing. I'm working through it because I acknowledge it. That's the first
Hmm.
thing you got to do is acknowledge it. But my next marriage relationship, it's gonna take a while to actually commit because if I see one red flag, I'm running like a motherfucker. I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be out of here. Like I'm not dealing with it. I'm
I
set
just
my
feel like
negotiable and stick
as
to it.
your best friend,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not here to tell you, you know what I'm saying? I'm here for because as me doing a podcast, I get different opinions and different people. I have talked to psychiatrists and things of that nature. As your best friend, before you jump into anything, make sure you get the therapy that you need.
I am.
Make sure
I
the
am.
person that you get into a relationship understand what you need from them. Make sure they did as much work as you did. You know, get their
Hell yeah.
past,
And
have the
then
hard
come from a fucked
conversations
up
in the beginning.
background.
Have the hard
Right.
conversations in the beginning because then you know what you're looking forward to. You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing though too, Kiana. Like I think before a person marries somebody, you need to see them
Hmm.
in all their seasons. You need to see them
All
happy,
that
sad, lose,
broke.
win, like
You need
because
to
they
see how
different.
they act when they don't got no money. You need to see them mad. You need to see how they respond to how to get out of situations. And you need to
Because just
see
think
all
if
that.
you hit that honeymoon stage and then y'all finally get to a part where it was serious, it's emotional, and then they can't
Hmm.
handle it. You be like, how you so strong in this area? But then when I come to you with a real fucking problem that we have to work
Problem.
on and you don't show up,
Hmm.
it's important to see them in all of their seasons. And I
Which
learned
is
that.
vice versa. It's important for you to see them in their season. It's important for
And
them to see you
them
in
in
your
mind.
season.
Right.
Cause I'm gonna tell you like this. 1 minute I be in this motherfucker like, damn, I broke in a bitch. I don't want to do nothing. But then the next day, I
You
be
be
like,
happy.
God, God got me. I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm
They
saying?
need to see that different
They need
dynamic
to,
because
cause
I'm the
that's how
same
I am.
way.
I'm a
I
bitch
don't
when I
respond
first.
to this is fucked up because I work well in chaos, but I don't respond well to not being stable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can turn some instability around quick as a bitch,
Hmm.
but I don't like it. Like I get very frustrated, very irritable, very like I have a lot of anxiety, like, but I work well in chaotic situations, which is
Right.
crazy. But the person might be like, this bitch losing her motherfucking mind because we ain't got no bread. Bitch, I ain't got no bread. Like, I go off. Girl, when I get down to 4 rolls of toilet paper and I'm losing my fucking mind. Like there's no
Really?
more toilet paper. So somebody needs to see that. They need to know, bitch, if you ain't got no toilet paper, we about to
I
fight.
think I had, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm be honest. I'm dead is. I'm be honest. My family and friends know the real me.
Yeah,
They see me in all my seasons.
yeah,
They know when she get mad. They know how to maneuver in situations when it comes to me. They know how to handle me. Y'all know how to do that because
yeah,
y'all see me in all my seasons.
yeah,
I hide a lot of my seasons because I feel like people wouldn't understand.
yeah,
That's why I tell people like, please don't bring me in my angry
yeah,
phase.
yeah.
I
Ooh,
try to give you a multiple chances to
yeah,
not do me like that
yeah.
because I do not. That's one of my faults. And I worked on it so bad to the point of if you start to give me that, I'll push away from you because I don't want
Yeah,
because I don't know how to handle my temper.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think most
I don't
women
know
are
how to
like
handle
that.
it. You know what I'm saying? So I hide it. I hide
It's
it, and
like
once you,
as nice as you are on one end, the other end is just as worse. I
it's
get that.
horrible. It's fucking horrible. I'm at a stage. I not told y'all some stories. I be at a
Yeah.
stage where then I'm surprised I'm not locked up for the rest of my goddamn life. You know what I'm saying?
Girl,
So-
the miles got me out of jail because if I wasn't no miles away from that motherfucking girl, I be with Big Bertha in that bitch.
So now I just pull away.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I'm not in a relationship, I pull away quick because somebody told me people tap on that just to see how you will react in a bad
Oh yeah,
situation.
they test you.
Don't do that.
People
Because then
test you,
you're
especially
gonna
men.
call me crazy, is which is gonna piss me off, and you didn't have to take me there. So I just
I don't be
rather,
caring about crazy because I know I'm crazy. You call me crazy all motherfucking day because guess what? I'm gonna show you just that. If you bring me some bullshit, you gonna get it.
yeah,
If a
I got hit
person
him up.
bring me to that point, I'm definitely gonna be crazy.
Nah, my shit, I got hit him up with my car, all type of shit. I
It's
don't even give
hard
a
to.
fuck. It's my thing. I don't give a fuck about your life. Once you give me that, I just don't care if you live or die. Like,
Like you can bleed out into the Mississippi River. I wouldn't give a damn. Like,
you know. But I enjoyed this conversation with you. We had this conversation on the constant because we best friends,
yeah,
and we talk to each other, because that's what we do. But I just wanted my audience to really see because, like I said in the beginning, I have a lot of married friends also,
yeah,
and it's sometimes it's peach and jewelry and the little hard things they went through is not the same as everybody else's.
right.
Everybody's marriage is not perfect. And
Everybody's is different.
sometimes you have to separate and divorce to find your peace and your peace of mind
Yeah,
and the person you're supposed to be with. I'm sorry that you are going through the things that you're going through because again, like I'm the outside looking in, so I like Charles.
yeah.
For I liked him.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's a very good guy. You know what I'm
He
saying?
is.
And I understand when people say you need to stay with him because he's not cheating and this and that, but that's not all you need from him.
Mm-mm.
He's paying the bills and this and that, but that's not all you need. And people need to
Not enough.
understand it's not enough to pay the bills and be faithful.
Right.
It's more to this. So
Right.
that's what I needed people to see on your end with this
Yeah.
conversation. That's why I want to have it. So I appreciate it. I'm gonna have you back for another show. Uh,
The terrible baby daddies. So we can throw darts.
you you were terrible baby daddy part 2. And
Girl, I'm gonna throw some cold ass darts on that nigga. Girl, I'm gonna give me some darts dipped in platinum just so I can throw them bitches. I swear. Like I
so,
got a headache just thinking about
I love you to death, and I thank you for telling your story. I appreciate everybody that come on here and be
I
vulnerable to
love
the
you too,
story for
Kiana. Thank
people.
you for having me on here and to be able to share some of the stuff because it's serious. I thank you for having my back, being there, seeing me cry, and telling me to get the fuck up You know what I'm saying? Like just having my back, I appreciate it. I hope that I was able to say something to help somebody in their situation, because it ain't always good and it ain't always bad. And just remember, suitability is the best. Out it outweighs compatibility any day. So stop thinking about if a person is compatible with you. Think about the long term suitability um, when you're thinking about marriage, because it matters. It does.
Yes, yes. Nowadays, especially because nobody has the old school value. Everybody wants the old school value with the new age logic, and that don't compare anymore. So they gotta understand this a
Right.
new life, this a new time, and we gotta get out here, get the communication and everything, the counseling that we need, these let go of these childhood traumas and start a new life. When you marry somebody, you start a
Yes.
new life, a new family, and y'all combine it. So y'all got to figure out how to combine and work through things and get through things and talk and
Yeah.
willing to fix what's broken. You know, on
That's the
both
big one.
parts.
You got to be, both parties
Yeah,
got to be willing to do the work.
yeah. So I love
Yeah.
you, babes.
I love you too. Thank you for having me. Y'all, Fox Talk is cheap, because I swear for God it's cheap.
And as y'all know, this is another episode of Talking Sheet with Kiana J. I'm your host, Kiana J. If nobody told y'all today, I'm going to tell you I love you. See y'all next
Your
Sunday.
heart was a
Woo.
little off.
People be saying that. How it go like this?